she go hard on a bitch.
What's up, y'all? My name is Alex Cherry, and I am the founder of the Novice Principles blog, reporting to you live from Atlanta. And yes, as you can see, this is a special episode of Novice Talk. I have some very special guests with me, and so I'm gonna just go ahead and let them introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Kayla Diego, A&R artist manager and intern with Ebony Sun Entertainment and serving with peace.
What's up, y'all? I'm Greer. I'm founder and executive producer of Code Legend Live Productions.
What's going on, y'all? I am DJ Tarxan. I'm Atlanta DJ, celebrity DJ, entrepreneur, all that in the above.
Alright, so as y'all know with Novice Talk, we just have good conversations, and what we want to do this time around is wrap up the year in music. So we just gonna get right into it. And so guys, I just gotta know, how would you guys describe this year in music in one word?
Turbulent. Turbulent. There's a lot of changes, a lot of beefs. I mean, there's no really way that you can look in any direction per genre. Like if you look at hip hop, you got a different story than R&B, as opposed to it being like, staying consistent through the industry. From the top of the year, it's a different story towards the end of the year. My top 5 for the first 3 months is different than the next 3 months. It's just crazy, but it was a great year, all that and above. So.
I definitely agree. I would say my word is resurgence. You just see a lot, especially in the Black community. Like we took over, we didn't take over hip hop. We really established ourselves in hip hop, and then you see the Black pop era coming in. You got Normani, Chloe Bailey. Like it's beautiful to see like all this Black energy in every space. So I would say resurgence.
Yeah, like going off the bat, I would say vast. Like it's a lot of different sub-genres being created from like the main genres that we know. There's like different faces, different artists, different demographics coming in. Like I'm hearing a lot more Alabama, Florida artists, more New York drill. Like I really enjoyed this year.
Okay. So I guess on that end, I guess we can jump right into, the nitty gritty of it. New artists. One thing that I think was big about this year was the emergence of so many new artists. I think 2020 quarantine, was a chance for the big artists to take a step back and for them to allow for the new artists to kick in. So for me, one person I think stood out this year was CEO Trail. I think with Stay Dangerous tape, and I think with having album with C4, I think he is gonna make a big move in 2022. So who y'all got?
Yeah, like going off of that, like I would say like Quest for like they have a song together, Dungeon, like they both have really good flows. I think Quest is really coming up. He has a solid producer team. He just has a solid sound, so that's definitely someone I'm looking forward to seeing next year.
Like I said, Money Moo, he took over. Is that artist that takes over the summer with that single, came back around with a new one. Y'all probably, by the time y'all hear this interview, Easy gonna be out everywhere. I don't know him personally, but just his music, I just been riding to it every day, and I don't just spin it one time. So, and I play in the club all the time. People ask me, what song is that? So.
Just to like put into perspective why like Key Glock is my favorite artist this year. I think you really saw like an evolution of his lyricism. He came really hard with Yellow Tape 2, and I think now he, like, rest in peace Dolph, but he has a different battery in his back now just because of the fact that that duo is gone. And it's like next year I know he's gonna release something just off the strength that he's gonna keep pushing PRU forward and making things happen for really Memphis for real. But I'm just interested in seeing what direction he really takes and where that takes his whole career in essence.
Some artists of the year, Kayla, Tarxan, who y'all got?
Artist of the year. That question, I sat there and pondered on it. I still can't get to it, but I personally will give it to Tyler, the creator, on this one. Because he came back, like, for a minute, for the past 3 albums, he was trying to show the world a different side of him, especially the executive part of it. He's been going crazy. He brought bars back. And not only did he bring bars back, but what makes his album, like, kind of top everything else, DJ Drama, from mixtape to an album.
Gangsta Grills.
Yeah, I did a Gangsta Grills album, and it was amazing. So Tyler, the creator, got it for me this year.
I'm gonna switch my answer from what I first said, but I wouldn't say Lil Baby because I feel like Lil Baby ate on everything this year. Everything he featured on, it doesn't matter, like, it's Lil Baby's song at this point. And like the fact that him and Dirk are able to go on tour after never having been on a tour of that magnitude before, but to come out of the pandemic and be able to do that is crazy. So I would definitely say Lil Baby.
I agree. I think y'all, and I think this is another big thing that I wanted to touch on. Albums when they first drop, you know, I think we get so caught up in, you know, that first listen. You know, everybody that midnight listen, that Friday, you know, we're sitting there talking about it, seeing all the reactions and everything, and it's like, cool, I like it or we don't. And then it might sit there, or, you know, it might just stay and we never talk about everything. So do y'all think it's fair to judge artists this year based off of that first listen? And do y'all take like second, third listens to albums?
I do judge based off of the first listen, but like I do go back and listen later on. It depends on the artist, and it depends on like how I'm feeling when I first listen to it. Like we were having a discussion earlier about CLE, and like I don't see myself going back and listening to that anytime soon because everything sounded the same with that. Like there wasn't anything new. I didn't think it was a new Drake or a new sound. Like, and that's kind of something that I want to see. Like, so if I feel like if I'm listening to it the first time and there is no progression from the other music that the artist has put out, I'm not gonna be in a rush to go and re-listen to it anytime soon. But also with like attention spans, like people aren't even sitting and listening through projects anymore. So it's like you really need to be coming with something if you want me to sit there and listen to a 35 to 55 minute project.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree. Actually, like it's about that emotion too. Like, are you causing me to feel anything? Like, I want to feel how you felt when you were sitting in the studio with your friends, like going through it and, you know, really running through the track list. Like, all right, this is gonna be the final cut. What made you want to pick that final cut? And like, it's for me, a lot of projects that I listened to this year mixed with social media. I think it was a little overwhelming. I had to take my time with a lot of these projects, like just, you know, step back and be like, all right, I'm gonna listen to it in 2 weeks because y'all got 3 different opinions going on Twitter, everybody saying this on Instagram, blah, blah, blah. Like, you don't even have time to formulate your own thoughts. So it's like when you go into it and listen to it, it's like, I don't even know if I like this for real. Like, you gotta come into it with your emotion and then place yourself in that room like you were in the studio. And that's big for me because it's like, I want to know what you heard. Like, as an artist, I want to know why you put this together as one project and what was it supposed to mean to me and not just to you. So I'm a little like on the fence about the projects this year and just how we like had to just ingest it and how it like contrasts with our emotions. But overall, I usually listen to projects when they drop on a Friday. I might skip around, but I always listen top to bottom. I'm big on that. I don't know if people press shuffle on a new project, but that's crazy.
I do not support listening to an album first listen on shuffle. Never.
Especially because you identify like what you heard, because you new to it, so you're trying to familiarize yourself with it. So I was like, dang, the top of the album was hard, but when I got towards the end,
it wasn't that. Right?
So if you shuffle it, you're gonna be like, well, I don't even know which song I like for real. So.
Right.
Okay,
but
so
I'm sorry. I wanted to add to everything that was saying because they hit so many points and it was right on the head. But I like to divide it by 3 perspectives. So the first perspective is to really understand that nowadays the music game is pretty saturated. Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna say it's oversaturated yet, but it's getting there. So you gotta realize that like that first listen means a lot, but it also doesn't mean a lot because as soon as somebody finds something that they don't like, they got a whole nother album to listen to because somebody else probably dropped on that Friday. Second thing, I attack it from a perspective of, you know what I'm saying, when I get home, close the door, block everybody else's opinion out from social media, does any song make me feel? Does it make me feel like dancing? Does it make me feel like getting up? Does it make me feel like running it back?
Right.
And then the third perspective is just kind of purpose of music. You know what I'm saying? It just all depends on it. When you hear an artist's name, like she said, what are you really looking for? Like, if I hear Key Glock, I'm not looking for everybody to be on it. I'm not looking for everybody for it to be popular. But Key Glock music truly be touching my soul.
I'm telling you.
It'd be like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like currency. Like, you don't expect it to go viral, but you know, the real, or not the real, but like certain people just gonna vibrate. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's how I think about first listens and
I
albums.
like that.
Okay. So did y'all check your Apple Music Replay and Spotify Raps?
Yeah.
No.
Title.
So did y'all's recaps for the end of the year for y'all to check it? Did they look how you expected them to?
No, not really. Like, Trippie Redd came in as my number one, Dre came in as my number two. But for my top 5 songs, like, those artists were in my top 5 songs. Like, Body's intro, Jasmine Sullivan was my number 1 song, but she wasn't in my top 5 people. Yeah, so it was a little interesting. I definitely thought there would be more Drago and Vino in my top 5 songs. I really like their projects that they've dropped before, but that wasn't this year. Those are older projects. Yeah.
Have they dropped anything this year?
No, they haven't dropped anything this year. Maybe features, but not their own projects. But I do follow them on Instagram, and they have been working. So hopefully that's something to look forward to next year.
Greer?
I don't have Spotify, nor do I have Apple Music.
Yeah, give us the title run. Give us the title run.
Tidal hasn't dropped our raps yet. We wait till the end of the year. So, but to give like a perspective of what it would be like, my November rap was accurate to like my own personal growth and my journey. They calculated by your streams. So the way you had like the problem with Spotify, like not matching up, Tidal is more like, if you stream this artist, that song or a song of theirs, whichever is your favorite, is gonna show up in your top song list too. So for November, my like top 5 artists were, I believe in order, it was Aaliyah, and then Drake, then it was her, then it was Key Glock, and then it was Chris Brown. I'm just a Chris Brown stan, so that's probably not ever gonna go anywhere. But the 4 before him were just like, I kind of resonated with the fact that it really added up. Like I spent so much time listening to Aaliyah, just going through my own personal journeys and the things that I was dealing with, like to have her music back on streaming platforms and actually be able to like not have to go on YouTube and listen to her songs. It felt different. You know, just being able to get in the car and press play on the album, like that was everything for me. And then, you know, now I'm older and I'm listening to it from a different perspective than when I was younger and, you know, on my baby girl type time. Like this is now, you're adulting and now I'm hearing her and it's like, okay, I'm moving through time and issues in life, you know? So it added up for me and I'm excited to see what my 2021 rap looks like. So yeah.
I know for me, mine's definitely looked how I expected it to.
Big Drake.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, I am, yes, a Drake stan. So if I say anything Drake biased, just know that yes, it's because I'm a Drake stan. Nah, but Drake was my number 1. Young Nooney is my number 2. Who's my number 3? I want to say Gunna was my number 3, and Gunna hasn't even dropped an album this year. I just love Gunna. We still waiting on DS4, so hopefully by the time this drop, DS4 will be out, and we can do a review on that. Then I had Don Toliver and Lil Yachty. So I think my top 5 was really based on the albums that I love this year. With Yachty especially, I think I've really become like a big Yachty fan. With Lobo 3, and then of course with Michigan tape that dropped this year with all the artists on there. One of my favorite albums of the year. And so hitting on that, what is y'all's albums of the year? The people want to know.
Top 5. I'm sorry.
Go, if you got it.
Facts,
I
because
wanna
you
know
sound
what
like
you-
I would
you.
say you can give top 5. You can give your favorite,
Tell
your
'em.
number one.
Oh, okay. Top 5, like we were just discussing earlier on camera. Isaiah Rashad, The House is Burning, including Deluxe. Tyler, the Creator, like I said, he came through with Call Me If You Get Lost. And you got CLB, definitely putting that one as number 3. Yellow Tape 2 comes in at number 4. And I don't truly think these are in order because I just listened so
For
much.
sure. Yeah, for sure.
And then number 5, I would have to say Hotels, because I definitely gave that a thorough listen, and I just love complete art. People makes a lot of stuff nowadays based on, like, you know, if you look at something, it'll be based on the analytics of whatever the label or somebody's telling you. That sounded like it was directed to people and truly telling a story. Like, I love music being art. I don't like the demographics and the population stats being calculated. Like, I want to hear some art.
Yeah, it's like I think we as fans of music, I think we get now so caught up in wanting to dissect the label perspectives of it when it comes to like numbers and streams and things instead of just appreciating the art. You know, which is why some albums might defer in their responses than others because like one's numbers look like this and somebody else's numbers may look like that, but that doesn't speak to the actual body of work that was actually put in front of us. So this was so y'all's albums.
Yeah, mine is definitely Hotels. It was definitely a very complete project. I understood what was going on the whole time. I really liked the storyline, and I liked that as Jasmine Sullivan's project. She hasn't dropped one. She hadn't dropped one in a minute prior to that, and that was complete. Like, it was very complete. It was very well done. It flowed really nice. I like the transitions. Like you guys were saying, like listening to an album from top to bottom, like it made a lot of sense, and I know that it helped a lot of women. Like it was something that a lot of 20-year-olds or 30-year-old women can understand. Like, and I think that's something that we're missing is like stories that actually directly make sense and like that actually directly affect people's lives. Like people aren't all like running the streets, toting guns. Like that's not everybody's lifestyle. So I think it's like important to make sure that we're making music that anybody can relate to.
I definitely agree. I'm glad we're all on the same page about Hotels because that was in my top 5 as well. I also definitely have CLB in there. I'll say Snow Allegra's Temporary Highs. Love that project. That's one of those projects that like I have to take my time with, and it like touches me on a soul level. Like I when I say I gotta take my time, I gotta take my time because it's really like just picking me apart and like giving me what I need versus, you know, the things that we go through on a day-to-day, like the energies we absorb. Like sometimes you just need to really just detox from all that, and that's one of those albums that like brings me back to earth. So I love that album. Definitely Yellow Tape 2. I'm gonna say it this whole episode, but I definitely have one more. Can't think off the top of my head, but we'll go with those 4 for sure.
Honorable mention of Kanye West joint
Donda.
and Icewear Vezo.
Yes. Which one? Rich Off Pints 1 or 2?
Rich Off Pints 2.
2.
With Sippin' on there.
Yeah.
Babyface Ray.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Bezo had a great year. I think Bezo had a great year, and I think not only Bezo, but then you look at the entire like all the rappers coming up from Detroit and Flint, all the surrounding Michigan areas. Hell of a year. You know, when you just think about what Babyface Ray did, EVDs, Bezo, BFB, Pac-Man, Drake on Vino. Like it's so many of them. I think they're all can't forgot to mention Rio, Free the Guy.
Easy.
Free him. But I think, you know, I think they're all like what they're doing, you know, I think kind of models like what Atlanta was doing for so many years. You know, and regardless of who kicked that door down for them, it's great to see like all of them from there literally coming up at the same time and their music literally starting to pop. You know, so I think that's one of the biggest things for me.
Oh, for Lauren too. There we go.
There you go. There you go.
For sure.
Okay, my 5 albums. So I'm actually gonna start with Jack Harlow's That's What They All Say. I think that was one of the best albums of the year. I think it was phenomenal from top to bottom. Jack Harlow was somebody that I think really impressed me this year. Surprisingly too, because it dropped in December of last year. But I think he was still counted as like a 2021 album. Then of course, you know, I gotta put the boy in there, CLB. Call Me If You Get Lost, Temporary Highs, and then my personal favorite on the year was Don Toliver, Life of a Don. I think that project blew me away. You know, not only from Don Toliver, the artist, but I think like the production was probably the biggest thing for me. You know, and I think like the sound, it just, to me, Life of Don doesn't sound like anything else out. You know, I know people try to say like Don Toliver is like a junior Travis Scott, but I don't think that's the case. You know, I think Don Toliver is one of those people who should have been blown up, maybe from Heaven or Hell. When he was on Astro. But to me, yeah, Life of Don to me is definitely like the best rap record of the year, and you know, I stay 10 toes with that one. And so I know I just talked about it from a sound standpoint. Do y'all got any favorite producers on there?
I do. Shout out to the boys. Just Beats for certain. B Will, Dos Diaz. Like, always gotta talk about your people first. Buddha's sick this year. I kinda liked him. I was like, oh, he's really popping up. Metro Boomin always. Okay, is his producer name Forever Rolling?
Yeah.
Because my thing is, I know, like, now I'm conditioned to know his type of like production. Like I'll say if it's a brand new song to me, I'll hear it and I'll be like, I'm telling you, and I'm like, how did I know?
I found myself randomly saying that throughout the day.
Yeah.
I was saying it on the plane.
That is hard. Kayla?
Like she said, gotta shout out the home team, Ace Cash. Y'all check him out on YouTube. He's coming in with all the Babyface Ray beats, Rio type beats. But yeah, that's honestly my favorite producer, one of my favorite artists. Like, my favorite.
Tarxan?
You know, I'm gonna talk that talk, man. You got
Go ahead. Yeah, this for you. Come on.
Detroit, all the Detroit producers. You got Energy, he went crazy, and everybody else from Detroit. I ain't really do too much research on the production, but they just do a great job in integrating. It's almost like bringing bounce music to everything, but they put them snares to it and create that sound. That's just them pioneering it, and they going crazy with it. You got Hollywood Cole. First of all, I love his tag because it's straight from Martin. He like, Cole, you stupid. You know what I'm saying? So I love that. And then his beats are amazing. DJ Mark B. Y'all gotta tap in with him. 21 Savage's DJ. He was on tour with 21 Savage, J. Cole, then came back off tour and dropped something. And then he's just been going crazy. Dos Diaz ain't a producer, but he's a recording engineer. Gotta show love. Who else? I got one more person. It's scratching the back of my mind right now, but yeah, that's essentially it. Just all of the people, I think they are just emerging and going crazy. Like everybody I spoke of, you haven't really heard them, but go check them out and listen to their beats and what they did. You will hear some mastery in there.
So one thing that we tend to focus on in Novice Principles is emerging artists. Novice, if you don't know, by definition, is like somebody almost brand new. And so in the realm of emerging artists, who would you guys say is somebody that we should look into going into the new year?
Shameless plug, I'm gonna plug in my artists. Let's make sure that we are checking out Free Game Big. We dropping projects January 2022. Link the Magi, we dropping projects January 2022. Robin, she's on the management home team. R&B singer, she's from PG County. So let's make sure that, you know, I'm giving y'all a little bit of diversity. You got a Cali rapper, you got Link is really the up and coming out of Atlanta. Like, and I really say that wholeheartedly. If y'all can really check him out, Link the Marty. But he makes like punk rap, but it's definitely underground. It's definitely a new sound, a new wave. A lot of people are really gonna like it. And Robin, she's an R&B singer. So yeah, that's who my emerging artist for next year.
That's what's up. Same thing. Gotta shout out the homies. Definitely J Steph out of Maryland. Just an amazing lyricist, to be honest. I would say in the industry though, I'm watching the girls and I love it. Mona Leo, Normani, Lord, she is tearing it up. I love it for her. Like I said, Lakia, I really like her sound. I like her flow. I think she just knows how to find the beat and stay on top of it. Like, you're not gonna catch her slipping, and I really appreciate that from her because she doesn't sound like anything I've heard, honestly. And I appreciate artists who take their artistry serious and really just go in on it. So yeah, exactly. And she's young. She got years coming. So just imagining her growth is gonna be sick.
So just to go back from that last question, because I found a producer that was scratching back in my head. His name is Yo Bosco. Don't forget that name. That's my dog, man. He coming up and he be sending me beats and it's gonna sound crazy. Like, seriously, truly, I'm not, pushing him and boosting him. He's good. You got that, and that's a producer. But as far as an artist, you got Real Recognized Rio, coming from the PDE. You know what I'm saying? I ain't associated, but I don't want to get no phone calls after this. But yeah, Real Recognized Rio. That's his camp. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all check him out. PG Raw, check him out.
South Carolina.
He's solid. And then Nardo Wick, his project dropped, and I'm still sifting through it. But the first listen, I gave it like half the songs, and then considering he's so young but still developing his sound, you know what I'm saying? It's just a maturity in it. Yeah. It's just a maturity in it, but he's still managing to give people what they want as far as the young.
To me personally, I think one, I love the Nardo tape. Two, I think Nardo reminds me, he resembles like a Slaughter King 21. That first tape, I think it's crazy because I'm sitting here listening to his album. And I'm like, damn, like he really reminds me of like a young 21, like very young. So I think that's something to watch and to see how his sound progresses, because you see like he's got almost everybody behind him, And so I think with time, you're gonna see him evolve from like what he sounds like right now to that complete artistry what people want to see typically.
I think his career, even though ESTG is pretty new, it's kind of modeling it to. ESTG came out with heavy hitters on his first like singles, like Yo Gotti, Moneybag Yo, Lil Baby, that whole camp with 42 Dub, and Nardo Wick's first single that was introduced to the world had Dirt, Herbo, and then you got Turn Around Get Future and Baby on the next album single. Like, crazy. That's crazy. It's everybody but Drake at this point.
No, yeah. And I think that's the biggest thing. I think we're moving away from the Drake era as he's getting older, and I think like now we're starting to see so many stars start to shine. I think Lil Baby is probably the one who's probably like leading that pack, but I think like after Lil Baby, you have so many artists who are starting to like culminate their sound, and you see so many quality artists. I think that's the biggest thing is quality. So I think that's something to look forward to in 2022, and I think that's something that's going to make next year even better than maybe this one was for music. So to finish things off, what are y'all looking forward to most next year in terms of music?
I'm looking for visuals, actually. That's something that they've been missing. Like, I I want some real visuals. I want some real good music videos. Like,
Yes.
I'm actually really tired of seeing 15 to 20 people hopping outside of somebody's house, like smoking and drinking. Like, give me a story. Give me some visuals. Like, for people that are dropping projects, I feel like there should be some visuals. Like, tell the story. Why did you make this project? Like, that's something that really resonates with me is visuals. Like, I want to see something. When you see something, like, you just connect to it more. It makes it more memorable. Like, you have more of an attachment to it. Like, it makes sense. Like, Lemonade was a perfect example of visuals. Like, it made sense. It made you want to go back. Like, even some years later, I'm going back and rewatching that. Like, I want people to make things that are memorable. That's really what I'm looking forward to.
That was. Oh.
No, I was agreeing real hard with that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
you go back and listen to old music now, Bobby Caldwell and them, you know it's classics.
Right.
And it's not just one song from one artist, like one hit wonders that last forever. So I'm looking for timelessness too. But segueing into mine, I just want 3 things. One, I want women to bring bars back. Like, I haven't seen nobody of bars level of Nicki Minaj caliber since Nicki Minaj. Megan Thee Stallion is pretty close. Lakeisha's pretty good. Flo Milli's pretty good. But I mean, like, and I do understand the industry now. They really not looking for bars.
no.
Truly,
No, they're not.
truly,
They're looking for
the
image.
main consumer. But at the end of the day, it's just about that's what it's gonna take somebody to creatively come in and have that type of charm with your music to make people want to consistently listen to it. But then when they come back on some Lil Wayne stuff, the third time they listen, like, I ain't catch that bar the first time. You know what I'm saying? The second thing, like she said, I'm looking for classics and timeless music. Like, that's what we need. You know, we don't have. We're kind of inching out of that cookout. Like, when we have cookouts 20 years from now, like, dang, y'all remember this? It's like, yeah, y'all remember it because it was a moment and it relates in our life, but it's not because the music was just damn amazing.
Right.
And then the third thing is just I want the progress to continue. So as far as this year, like we were talking about, every artist that dropped, I feel it a lot more. Because it's like, you think about, I want everybody to kind of think about the projects that every single artist in the industry drop, and think about how many times you get a project with more hits than misses. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of artists did a good job of that this year. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you think about all of the projects, they did a good job where from top to bottom, they at least tried. Even if it wasn't a hit for everybody, they tried to do more hits than misses. Then some artists be having like 3 hits just to say they got some, and the rest of them be like, bro, what happened? So I want progress to go from maybe half of your album being like hits, you know what I'm saying, to misses, as opposed to like Carter 2. Like, I want to play the whole thing and be in love. You know what I'm saying? We got to get back to that. That's about making that art right there.
Y'all both definitely hit the nail on the head, especially with your 3 perspectives. I am looking forward to, first of all, tours. Really just like having that physical visual, like being in the room with everybody's energy, the artist's energy. I'm so excited to see what people are gonna bring to the stage next year, and just like how it's gonna elevate, and just all the things that we didn't get to enjoy these past 2 years. Like, there's so much that these artists are gonna put into like these tours because they've been sitting for so long and just sitting on this creativity. Like, I'm just so excited to see it flourish and really create something beautiful. Also, I'm really, really excited, and I hope that with all these women coming into the game, like you said, I would love to see more bars, but I would love to see more women collaborating. Like, the way we have men hopping on tracks is 4 or 5 dudes on the same track, like, and they are crushing it, and it's cool, but it's like, where are the girls that are doing the same thing? Like, I really want to see us come together and create some timeless music. First of all, I'm tired of seeing quick hits. That's something I would like to see calm down a little bit. The TikTok and let's bring it down. Let TikTok do what it does, because TikTok is already that kind of platform. I want to see us make music that we're gonna vibe to. you don't know nothing about this. Like, I want to have music that I really say that to my child. Like, you don't know nothing about this. So it's like, I hope that we can figure out what it is that is essentially the formula to get women into multiple artists on one song. Really that collaborative effort. And I would like to see more uplifting throughout the entire community. I think we need a shift in the messages that we have in music. A lot of it is, it can get a little too street sometimes, and that's coming from somebody that really likes street music, but it's just like, sometimes we don't need that in the music because the message is now starting to get to the people that don't really live that life and think that they do. And it's like, we're not progressing as a community as a whole, not even just the artists, but as a whole, like, because of these little things. Like, we gotta start putting out music that's really gonna make a difference in our community, and not just, you know, putting out these radio hits and these quick, like I said, TikTok sensations. It's more to music than that.
Yeah, no, I think they hit every single point that I was on here. But to wrap it all up for me, you know, I think for me it's always the continued evolution of new artists. I feel I haven't done a shameless plug yet today. So, you know, I focus on the Virginia music scene really. So for me, it's really Saki, Al Doms, Young Crazy, Ashley White, Young Savage, Kai Infinity, FNF Chop. I'm probably forgetting somebody, but y'all know it's all love. But nah, that's what we do. Like, we, you know, I always want to put on the Virginia artists because I think we've been in the game so long, but I think things fell off for us. But now we're seeing, at least from my perspective, for somebody to focus on, you're seeing like so many new artists from Virginia starting to slowly bubble. And I think this was the right stepping stone. I think next year, 2022, will be that year where you start seeing these Virginia artists in these bigger spaces than what you may see them now, if you see them at all. But yeah, like I said, the emerging artists, and then you got like Dro Kenji, SSG Kobe, 21 Lil Harold, I think is somebody else from Slaughter Gang Team, who I think is going to blow up next year.
It's hard.
Yeah, 21 Lil Harold hard. It's so many names. It's so many names that, you know, I feel like I could talk about it all day, but you know, that's where it really hits home for me. So yeah, y'all got any last words?
Yes, I missed a lot of people. I'm gonna do my shameless plug too. Shoot. So I forgot about for the producers, Taurus. Gotta give it up to him for his genius. Y'all gotta realize how long he's been producing. If y'all go look up his story, check it out. You know what I'm saying? So I really mess with that. Who else? So of course, CEO Trail. He definitely cool. Dos Diaz. Don't forget that name. I swear to God, don't forget that name. You're gonna check all of the credits. You're gonna see that everywhere. Kobe Red. Make sure y'all go check out his work. He's constantly dropping stuff. And then, like I said, Yo Bosco earlier. That's pretty much it. Oh, Stoop Lauren. Check him out. He's definitely dope. I was at his album release, DJ'd it. It was some stuff on there for sure. So you gotta go check him out. Trying to make sure I don't miss nobody. That's pretty much it. But I definitely wanted to, yeah, I love everybody. If I didn't think of you, I still love you. But Taurus for sure, man. Taurus solid, and you just gotta watch his story. It's extremely inspirational. Anybody that feel like they can't do it, I mean, just go look at his stuff. You know what I'm saying? It took a year, but it's just straight a year of dedication and work. And now he got credits on Young Thug's music, Gunna's music. He was just DJing, but it's just about you wanting it and being ready for the opportunity. So shout out to him, shout out to Mark B, shout out to Doe, shout out to Bosco.
What's up? I just really want to give like gratitude to all of us because we've put in the work to be here, even behind the scenes, quietly. The ones behind the scenes, they're still quietly. The good crew. But just, you know, knowing that like we all have put our heart into this and we're still so young. I think sometimes as people who are pushing the industry forward and not necessarily in it, well, not to take anything away from any of us, but like just, you know, we're not artists per se. So we are the driving forces behind the industry, the entertainment industry, and I think we don't get enough credit. A lot of what we do is quiet as kept and, you know, shared amongst all of us. But I'm just really like proud of each and every one of us in this room, because we really did put in that work behind the scenes and on Front Street, whatever, like to be in the position we are today. And we still have so much growth to push out and, you know, just amazing feats that we have. So I'm excited to see where everybody goes and what happens in these next 5, next 10, next 20. We got stories to create, for real.
Next year, I'm trying to be 40, 30.
Oh, I know that's right.
Year.
Real shit.
I'm trying to be 40, 30,
Real
and
shit.
like
Yeah.
2022.
Need that.
Okay, you got anything else?
No, just look out for me. Look out for Immortal Management coming through with some heavy hitters. I'm really excited to put people on the map.
And thank you.
No, it sound like that name, Immortal Management.
That is hard. Like
that's a statement.
forever.
All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. You know, I just want to thank y'all so much for doing this. It means the world to me. Ross, Turbo, thank y'all as always, my brothers. All of our friends supporting us this year. Novice Principles, bigger and better things from this year to next year. So yeah, just stay tuned because it's always more. So it's your boy Alex Cherry reporting live from Atlanta. The Novice Principles blog. That's rap.